Welcome to Speak for Yourself, Marcellus Wiley. Dealing with Emmanuel Acho and all of his woe is me. I'm so Acho. You're any Acho?
Big dog, I'm just trying to learn from you. You've been where I'm trying to get to. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I'd been there. I would be here. All right, let's get it started with big news in Chicago. That's my dog. Matt Nagy announced today that Justin Fields will be the Bears starting quarterback going forward this season. All right. Nagy previously said Andy Dalton will start when healthy. But Fields is coming off his first win where he threw for over 200 yards with an interception. So, Acho, are the Bears making the right decision starting Justin Fields?
Absolutely, Sal, and I'm so glad. Because the Bears have chosen to fully get behind Justin Fields, we will see fully ball. I said yesterday that the self-fulfilling prophecy of it all, if you do not believe in your star quarterback, then your star quarterback will act in a manner that will cause you to reaffirm that initial lack of belief in your star quarterback. However, if you believe in your star quarterback, then your star quarterback will act in a manner, playing well, that will reaffirm your initial belief in your star quarterback. That's how the world works. It's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. People end up living up to the same standard that you set before them. So now that the Bears have made Justin Fields the starter, he will live up to his maximal potential. I said that Justin Fields will exponentially grow. Andy Dalton will incrementally grow. Nick Foles will incrementally grow. It's that.
You sure?
Justin Fields is the only person on the roster who we can see exponential growth from. So,
let's go.
When I be learning how to pivot in this industry, navigate in this industry, make the next great show, the next great episode, the next great series, whatever the case may be, I read different books. I read this book called The Hidden Habits of a Genius. I don't really have goals. You know me, I believe in objectives, but I want to be seen as a creative genius. And so I read this book, The Hidden Habits of a Genius, and it says this: if you want to revolutionize an industry and grow 100x, then you have to bank on exponential growth. But if you just simply want to move an industry and grow by 10x, then you can lean into incremental growth. The Bears are trying to revolutionize the quarterback position. They have never had a 4,000-yard passer in the history of the Chicago Bears. Andy Dalton's not going to be that, but Justin Fields might. Bears fans, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, general manager, McCaskey and McCaskey family, that's the ownership group. Do you all want to grow by 10x or do you all want to grow by 100x? By going to Justin Fields, it's now become apparent you all are interested in exponential, 100x, and revolutionary growth.
Okay, Acho, you went deep. You went too deep. It ain't that serious. But I respect you because I know you got a lot on your plate right now. But damn it, we talking about Justin Fields, we talking about Acho. Here's the thing. They're making the wrong decision. But they're doing this because of the public pressure and people like you who see Justin Fields sitting on the sideline. Justin Fields the right guy to be the starting quarterback for their team, but it's still the wrong time. So it's the wrong decision. However, I understand the rationale behind making the wrong decision, but you feel it's the right time. Let's talk about that because year one, when I was in the NFL, since you want to talk about Acho and didn't apply it to Justin Fields, I'm going to talk about me.
Experience is your expertise.
It is my expertise, and I'm going to talk about it right now with this baggy suit. Here's the thing. Year one, let's be real. Like, the beauty of our show is we really going to take them in. We're going to take them into that locker room. We're going to take them on that playing field. Year one, I wanted to play, but I wasn't ready to start. I wasn't ready. Now, you get to a point where you're like, I am ready. Now, what's that point for Justin Fields? It's not necessarily his performance just yet. It's him looking around, the organization looking around and realizing, did you see Mac Jones just outperform Tom Brady? And why isn't Justin Fields playing? Them looking around, seeing Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence take their lumps, as you said yesterday, but still showing flashes, right? So you made a decision that you wanted to sit on and you wanted to rest on comfortably. But then you started to look around at others who made a different decision. And not knowing how it's going to turn out for them, you all of a sudden start to second guess your decision. How many times have we done that in our life? I'm not going. Then your boy hits you. Come on, man. Nah, dog, I ain't going. Come on, man. Nah, dog, I ain't going. And then he slows it really down. Man, come on. You're like, all right. And that's what the Chicago Bears have done. All right. Justin Fields. You've been there before. All right. Justin Fields needs to play. Not so much for Justin Fields. Play because all the other rookies are playing. Play because he's better than most of those rookies. But is it the best thing for him? So I apply it like this. Mentally, I wasn't ready to play because it's not just, can I go out there and perform? Yeah, I raised my hand my rookie year. But can I adjust to them adjusting to my performance? That's when the mental reps came in and actually did me some good. I got to see not only the speed of the game, but the calculus of the game. Now, Justin Fields is going to go out there and show you flashes because he's a talented young man. But the problem is, what's going to happen to Justin Fields between the ears? Before, their decision was to protect his confidence, right? We don't want him getting beat up. Now their decision is, he doesn't think we're confident in him because everybody else is outside playing while he has to sit in the house. But my mama kept me in the house so that I could attain. You just went there and said something that, thank God wasn't true. But you said it, and I know where you were coming from. You was like, you're going to live up to the standard that was set before you. I'm glad that didn't work out in my life. Because, I was a lot of first in my family. Respect for how they raised me, but I was a lot of first in my family. Justin Fields is going to be thrown into a situation that they know, at least in clear mind and body, that he wasn't ready for because they weren't fully prepared for. But because everybody else is outside playing with their toys, they finally said Justin could go out and play. Ain't right, though.
I think two things, Sal. First, let me make an adjustment, a correction, because from a sociological perspective, I don't want this to stand as true when it's not what I meant or what I intended to say if I did say it in fact.
Your show.
I believe that people live up to others' expectations of where they can become. So when you're at Columbia, I believe your professors, your teachers probably expected you could be intelligent. I don't know. I was not there. I wasn't in the classroom. Your coaches, Chip Kelly on the coaching staff, et cetera. I would hope that they believed you could make it to
Dan
the NFL.
Mullen.
I don't know.
Respect.
Dan Mullen, I don't know, but that's what I believe. I don't necessarily it's the standard set around you, but rather those that believe in you. You need some cats that really believe you can do something in this life.
Facts.
And now that the Bears believe Justin Fields can do something, I think he will. But you said it's not that heavy, so let's come with the jokes.
Oh, really?
Let's come with the jokes.
Snap time.
Here is how I break down why the Bears needed to start Justin Fields and announce it. Sal, if a person was looking to be married, an apocalypse strikes, and there's only one man or woman left on the earth, but that man or woman don't realize they the only one left on the earth. I'm not going to go tell them, hey, you the last woman left out here, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to let them think it was my choice. I'm not going to tell them it was by force that you and I ended up together. Because if you didn't know that it's by force, then you might accept this responsibility begrudgingly.
Okay.
You might accept this role with a little bit of hesitancy. You might not be able to live up to your maximal potential, or we might not be able to maximize the relationship in this role because you knew it was by force. Whereas I'm now letting you think it's by choice. Matt Nagy had to start Justin Fields. Andy Dalton ain't ready. Let's be real.
Physically or?
Physically. I do not
like injury physically or just he's not capable?
Injury physically.
Oh, okay.
Andy Dalton is not ready. So Matt Nagy had to start Justin
Fields. He didn't have to make the season-long declaration.
He didn't, but here's the thing.
All right.
You was finna have to start him anyway for the next couple.
Okay.
So you might as well just go ahead and say, it's his job to keep. Okay. See, now
take the Band-Aid off.
I started the show.
We discuss on this show. We don't debate.
I started the show in my feelings.
I know you did, boy. You let that bleed over. That was supposed to be off mic.
No, but I like being me on set, off him.
Real.
I like being me, Seth. When people get married, you've done so. I haven't. You say vows, right? Like, till death do we part, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer. You say all these vows.
All lies.
But I just researched prior to the show that thankfully it's dropped, but 34% of marriages now end in divorce. Now,
only 34?
It used to be 50, but people ain't getting married no more. So
I'm about to say.
people ain't getting divorced no more. Okay, super single. So I say this to say.
What?
During the vows, everybody talk about they finna be together for life.
Yeah.
But within 3 years, about 34% of them joints ain't together no more. So it doesn't really matter what Matt Nagy says about Justin Fields for the rest of the season right now. Because sure, he means it right now, but it could not be true in 2 weeks. Just like on the wedding vows, sure, they mean it right now,
well,
but it might not be true in 2 years.
So
with all that being said, Sal, it don't really matter that he declared him the starter for the season in 10 games from now, but in 10 hours from now, it's super important.
Damn. you must really respect me. I had an impact on you already. You softened your stance that damn fast. He ain't even played another game yet. Oh, boy. Wait till you hear my next take. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Let's go back to your scenario of where I'm the only man. I'm the only man on the planet, and she the only woman. One, I ain't getting married. Why? Because if I cheat, it don't matter. It's like I'm married. Everything gonna come back to you. So why we getting married? Why we gotta fake it, girl? All right, here we go. You gotta listen to your own scenarios. Justin Fields is in a situation where they're gonna put too much on him. Now, the aspirations of this organization is gonna go through the quarterback, as most organizations, obviously. But the problem is, this wasn't a kid that you prepped, you groomed, you whispered in his ear and said, hey, man, you the one. From hello. You told him he will be the one. Now he's going to sit there and say, why now? Now, the why now comes from him rebounding from a week 3 performance that we saw in week 4. We say, oh, not only did you get a W, but we saw some flashes of brilliance. That's all good and dandy. But I continue to reiterate that there was an Aaron Rodgers who sat not 1, not 2, not 3 seasons. And I understand the pushback on that. Well, he had to sit. He was behind Brett Favre. I was in a similar situation. I was behind Bruce Smith. And I wanted to get on the field. But there was a time where I loved football and I hated football because of that same opportunity that Justin Fields felt. There are other guys that I'm better than that are playing right now. Why can't I play? There was a brick wall in front of Aaron Rodgers when he was a youngster. There isn't one for Justin Fields. It's Andy Dalton. So that's my point. Justin Fields is no fool. He's going to realize, wait a minute, you didn't want to start me from week 1 because of Andy Dalton, but now you want to start me and you're going to come to me with full throttle like I'm the man. Only 4 weeks has gone by. Last time I checked, I'm last in completion percentage, last in passing yards per game, last in passing touchdowns, and 31st in passer rating. But now you believe? Why are you believing? So that lets him know there's something else at play other than his talent and potential production.
I disagree with you on that one, Phil. I think you are overestimating not the intelligence of Justin Fields, but the bandwidth of Justin Fields. I think you are overestimating the fact that Justin Fields ain't reading between the lines right now, in my mind. Just he has too much on his plate. I don't think Justin Fields is navigating, oh, they starting me because Andy really hurt. No. I think he's like, yeah, we did win last week. I did play all right. You know what I mean? I did evade some rushers. I did do all right. My completion percentage did rise exponentially. My pass rating did go from 40 to 80. I am doing okay. I also played in the Bengals game. I finished the Bengals game, and we won that game, too. So as I look at it, I'm 2-1 as a starter. Meanwhile, Andy Dalton, as I look at it, he only finished 1 game. I'm starting because I'm good. I don't
believe that.
I genuinely do. Okay. You know, bruh, and you're in the locker room, your mind, you always want to believe the best of yourself.
Yes.
That's why players overstay their welcome.
Until they tell you different or show you different.
Until they
showed him different.
But now they're showing him correctly.
Oh, Acho, how did you get here on this show? Now, which story are we going to tell? Okay, anyway, you had other opportunities, right?
Yes, sir.
You're supposed to be on another show.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then you came here like, Acho, there, I'm going here. Mm-hmm. You going here. We going to do this. That's my dog. I've known Acho for years. Let's go. How about this? What if you would have came here, not with the selection process, not with you saying, not with everyone working together in cooperation, but they said, Acho, go to the show with Marcellus for the first month, just do the C block. Look at your face already. Okay, and then, in the next month, let's pick it up, do a read or 2 and the C block. And then all of a sudden they say, here you go. Now you may sit there and say, oh my God, I am the man. I have worked that C block and that prompter to the point where I got a show with Marcellus, right? And I would be sitting there like, man, let me give it to you this way. And you already know where I'm going. Coach Jack Del Rio saw a guy, this wide receiver running in the training camp. Dove for the football, caught a touchdown. Crowd went crazy. Jack looked at us and said, if he was faster, he wouldn't have to dive. That's the situation where Justin Fields deep down gonna be like, dog, why didn't they think about me this way from hello, the way that they thinking about me after week 4? When I'm still last in all these categories, when I haven't flashed enough for y'all to say Andy Dalton out of here. To me, it would feel like politics at play. My grandma always said, the way you come in something is the way you're going to go out. If I come in, Mr. Trubisky, he went to the playoffs. Mr. Trubisky, winning record. Where's Mr. Trubisky now? Should we go through this line of quarterbacks and situations that just don't add up? This doesn't add up as well. We ain't going to know what it's going to look like until after the fact, when the outcome is reality. But Justin Fields, Listen to your boy over here. Something upstairs going on. Coming up, it's that time again. Time for me to pick who stood out in week 4. That dudes will be revealed later. Look at that stadium right there. I used to ball in that. But first, Dak has the Cowboys looking like contenders. We'll tell you if we trust their plan after today's huge roster move. Next, on Speak for Yourself. Do the prompter, Alcho. And then this and then go home.
The Cowboys made a huge roster move today, releasing their former Pro Bowl linebacker, Jaylon Smith. Now, Mike McCarthy said there were, quote, other factors involved in this decision. Those factors could be Smith lost his starting job, and he was due to make just over $9 million that was guaranteed for injuries next season. The move also happened while the Cowboys are currently on a 3-game win streak. Former Cowboys great Des Bryant was not a fan of the timing of the move, tweeting, I understand it's a business, but you don't mess with the team when everything is going right. Des, I feel you, big dog. I feel you. 1,000%. So,
none of that.
Clearly, you don't, but I gotta ask. You trust the Cowboys' plan after releasing Jaylon Smith?
Yes, I trust the Cowboys' plan. It looks like their plan is, since we have an abundance of riches, to go out there and spend it properly. And how are they spending their riches properly? By playing the players that should play. Let's not get into this mindset that Jaylon Smith was just now hijacked by this move. Surprising move because of timing, but not surprising move based on production and personnel. You got to remember, they prioritized his position in the draft. Micah Parsons, anybody know what position he played? Oh, the same position. When they prioritize your position, there's only for 2 reasons. Either you're about to get paid and they know that you're going to leave, so we got to take care of someone else, get a youngster in here, a rookie, or, we need to upgrade right there. And that was a bullseye on Jaylon Smith. My question is, and look, damn it, I started second rounder. I made my way to a starter, went back down to just a guy on the team carrying helmets for Marcus Stroud. And I remember through the highs and lows of my career that once I got into broadcasting, I was going to tell them all my perspective from the highs and the lows. Jaylon Smith, how'd you get so slow so fast? That's the problem. He couldn't play against the run last year, inconsistent at least. And then if you look at him right now, you got to check his cleats, man. He has lost a step from a guy who lost a step. I know what it looks like. Now, I don't want to get into much conjecture, but I know why I lost a step. I had 3 major surgeries and played through them, signed a deal with the devil. And I played through those surgeries, and it was rewarding. But when it comes to an end, oh, it comes to an end. Life comes at you fast, and the NFL comes at you faster.
Facts.
Now, with Jaylon Smith, I'm just guessing right here that his injury that he came back from, catastrophic injury, that they said he may not even play again, to return to where he returned, amazing. But did he sign a deal, like I signed a deal, that made his fall so fast and furious? This is a situation that surprised me only by the calendar, only by the timing, but not by the production.
So the situation surprises me, and the situation I hate. Cowboys fans, you should hate it as well. And not because you love Jaylon Smith. You should hate the move to release Jaylon Smith because you love Micah Parsons. And Jaylon Smith's release of the Cowboys' release of Jaylon Smith is a huge detriment to Micah Parsons. I could tell you, but y'all know on this show.
Let's go.
I'd rather show you.
Show
big
me.
board, we go.
Show me.
I was thinking about it today, man. I don't provide a ton of value on network television. I don't. I'm being real with myself. Every now and then I have to level with who I am. But when talking about linebackers, I can confidently say your boy can give you what no other analyst can from an inside linebacker perspective. Cowboys fans, you should hate the release of Jaylon Smith because you love Micah Parsons, and releasing Jaylon Smith will put even more stress on Micah Parsons. Let me just show you a couple plays of what that stress on Micah Parsons caused the Cowboys defense against the Panthers. Now, what you're going to see is my guy Jaylon Smith, my guy Micah Parsons. They're the inside backers on this play. They both have the hook curls. Essentially, they need to be at about the hashes at the time the ball is thrown. They're both really out of position. Jaylon, I need you here. Micah, I need you up there. Look at what happens, and look at the running back who ends up catching the pass on this play. Because they're both kind of hovering in the same area, running back wide open. Chuba Hubbard, he catches it. He's down the field. He's down the field. He's down the field. They're at the 10, roughly at the 10. Now, 2 plays later, the Panthers get points. Why did the Panthers get points? Again, you see them dudes up there. Jaylon Smith at the bottom, Micah Parsons at the top. I need you to communicate. please, talk. I'm going to show it to you from another angle. Sam Darnold gets in. That's fine. Panthers had a good play call. But Jaylon, Micah, when he moves, talk. I need to see points. I need to see guys shuffling. I need to see communication because, Micah, you can move with your feet, but don't move with your eyes. Or you can move with your eyes, but don't move with your feet. But you can't move with both because now Sam Darnold is waltzing into the end zone. I hate the release of Jaylon Smith, not because I'm madly in love with Jaylon Smith. I hate the release of Jaylon Smith because now your first-round pick, Micah Parsons, he has to make up for what was lost. And Cowboys fans, that's why I'm worried, and you might want to be as well.
Did you just tell me that a rookie at quarterback, more difficult position to play out the gate, is ready in Justin Fields? And you think Micah Parsons is not ready? Micah Parsons didn't even play defensive end, came out here to L.A. and lit us up. So, yeah,
let's talk. Let's just have it because it's actually a really good block. I'm interested because, again, on this show.
Now you're interested.
I'm interested, no, because you played defensive end. I played inside backer. Micah Parsons has to do both.
Yeah.
No other show are you going to be able to see a defensive end, an inside backer sitting here talking where you have to do both. My fear cell and Cowboys fans genuinely be concerned. As a defensive end, which I also had to play, Sel, you don't have to familiarize yourself with going backwards.
Oh, you
not
know
very
that.
often.
Not often.
As a defensive end, outside backer is what Micah Parsons is kind of playing. He just gets to rush. He gets to rush. He gets to rush. But as an inside backer, you have to familiar yourself with what's the secondary doing? What's my defensive end? What's my big dog Marcellus Wiley doing? Which way is he stunting?
Okay.
How am I navigating off Marcellus Wiley? Okay, how can I communicate with this guy and that guy? When I watched the Cowboys game again this morning, I was like, bruh, they got so much on Micah Parsons' plate. In their base package with 3 linebackers, he starts with Leighton Vander Esch and Jaylon Smith. In their nickel package, 2 linebackers, he starts with either Jaylon Smith or Leighton Vander Esch. In their dime package, 1 linebacker, he's the sole starter. Dude is out there playing 4 different positions over the course of one game. That's just a lot of stress, Sal. That's why I'm concerned.
Well, it's a lot of stress, but from a guy who doesn't get stressed, because I figured out how to get rid of stress. Actually, not even to acquire stress. Don't add it up. Don't connect all of this. See, what you just did, most people do in their life. Something happened on the way to work. Something happened at work. Something happened on the way from work. And then they get home, something is happening there as well. Oh, I had a long day. Oh, I'm so stressed out. Hold on. Those things are independent of each other. Let's take them one at a time. If we got an issue with Acho, we deal with Acho. Then we deal with SFY. What's SFY going to do without Acho? And then Fox is going to deal with SFY. If I got an issue with you, Jaylon Smith, guess what? I'm going to deal with Jaylon Smith. Then I'm going to worry about how it's going to affect the defense, Micah Parsons included. Then I'm going to worry about how it's going to affect the Cowboys. But let's not do it all together and not do anything at all, paralysis by analysis, because we're like, we're going to put too much on Micah Parsons. No, that's not how it goes. Jaylon Smith, let's be real, signed his deal when Ezekiel Elliott was holding out. Let's go back to it.
Mark.
He got paid to sell a story. And the story was being sold to Ezekiel Elliott and Marshall Faulk, his spokesman at the time, basically saying this, may not be enough money for you because, you know, you're a running back. We just paid somebody, and we paid him to sell that story. They were going to release him at the end of the year. You know that. We know that. Follow the money. Now they don't have to pay him his guarantee in terms of injury for his contract going forward, if you release him right now. So when you follow the money, you start to see the logic. Like, if we're going to release him then, why not release him now and get off the hook for the guarantees in terms of injury? Okay, that makes sense. Here's a quote from the Dallas Morning News. Thank you, Hella. This is an amazing quote. Man, I hate when I got to do my job. Here's a quote. His exuberant swipes after tackles and his celebrations after small plays and big losses drove fans to distraction.
Fair.
Only reason I hit, I'm about to tear up. I remember when I lost a step. The first thing you try to do is take risks because you're like, I ain't got it. And you think, oh, I'm going to get it by taking a little more of a gamble, roll the dice. And you know what happens? You know what reality tells you? Oh, you lost a step for real because now you're not in position to recover. When you messed up before, but you didn't lose a step, you can recover. Hustle and effort can recover and be the ultimate eraser. But when you lose that step and then all of a sudden you don't make that step up mentally, then you got a problem. this was already on full display for the Dallas Cowboys faithful. They were just holding their breath waiting for the offseason. But instead, it came right now. Jaylon Smith, I don't think he's done with football, but he became a situational linebacker at the end of the season last year, basically. Went from every down staple to like, well, you're a liability in the run game and swiping, missing. Do you see the Tampa game? Oh, my God.
Here's my problem.
Come on, Nacho. Do your job.
I know. The problem is I do my job too much that it's hard for me to take all of this. Now, to your point, just to show you how much I do my homework.
Let's go.
Go to the 351 mark of the first quarter Cowboys-Panthers game. First quarter, 351. What I didn't show y'all, what breakdown I just showed you, was 2 plays. There was a play in between. Jaylon Smith made a tackle after just giving up a 30-yard gain, and you gonna go do all this swipe nonsense.
He did?
Bruh, yes. Yeah. I just didn't show it to y'all. So that Dallas Morning News quote is exactly right. If you want to see the play again, the 351 mark of the first quarter versus the Panthers. It is, I pointed it out to Colvin, our producer, pre-show. I'm like, bruh, this is infuriating. You just gave up a 30-yard play and you swiping. I get that. Here's what I don't get. I didn't want to go here, but here's what I don't get.
Why not?
If you're Jaylon Smith, you're third on the team in tackles, and you've only played 56% of the snaps. Micah Parsons has played 74% of the snaps. Leighton Vander Esch has played 51% of the snaps. But you got more tackles than Vander Esch and Parsons. It's not all about tackles. I played inside back, or I promise y'all it's not.
Yeah.
But if you're Jaylon Smith, you're looking at Micah Parsons, and you're like, wait a second, big dog. That play Acho just showed, you watched it in linebacker room. And you're like, Micah Parsons, what the heck you doing in my zone? You just gave up a 30-yard gain. If you're Jaylon Smith, you just watched the second play I showed in the linebacker meeting room with Leighton Vander Esch and Micah Parsons, and you said to yourself, Parsons, bruh, you the Mike backer on that play. You just gave up the touchdown to Sam Darnold. Meanwhile, the whole world is going to see Micah Parsons make a great pass rush move, get a sack, and act as if Micah Parsons can do no wrong. If you're Jaylon Smith, you went to the Pro Bowl in 2019, the last year that was not affected by COVID. You watching this rookie who can't cover either. He can rush the heck out of the quarterback, but I promise y'all, if I have time and if y'all do, I will show y'all the entire game, and I went through the whole Panthers game, and Micah Parsons, as a drop linebacker, can't cover. Not his fault. He's just not really good at it. Incredibly athletic. Probably most athletic linebacker in the league, but he can't cover. So if you Jaylon Sell, you looking like the only reason I'm not playing is because this dude is a first-round pick. I don't fully disagree. What do I mean by that?
What are we talking?
If Micah Parsons was not a first-round pick, he would play in pass rush situations on third down, and he would be an exclusive pass rusher. Because Micah Parsons is a first-round pick, he's playing 97% of the snaps last game. Micah Parsons, in coverage, he's not as good as Vander Esch. In zone coverage, he doesn't have the feel. He doesn't have the feel just yet.
No disagreement.
Jaylon Smith, he's lost a step. He absolutely has. But if you, Jaylon, you're like, wait, what's going on here? But let me get back to the point, and I'm going to shut up. What I look at it, Sells, the Cowboys is, you know that game of Jenga? You got all these blocks. Y'all know that game, Jenga? You stack up all the blocks. You don't know in Jenga what block is actually holding the whole board together.
Oh, you must know how to play.
You don't know. Now, you might, but most people, they just play the game, they pull blocks here and there. If I'm the Cowboys, I don't know what block in this game of Jenga that Jaylon Smith is. He might just be the base. He might be the top that won't affect anything. But y'all building a beautiful board in these last 3 games. So why would I pull anything? When I'm baking a cake, that pinch of salt might have done nothing. That teaspoon of vanilla extract might mean nothing. That second egg might be completely irrelevant. But if the cake tastes amazing and what the Cowboys have baked the last 3 games is phenomenal, why remove the pinch of salt? It might not help, but it might be the difference. Jaylon Smith is not a great backer, but he's a great leader. At least he's a hype man. So that's why I'm just like, bruh.
Flavor Flav on the defense.
Why do it? Like, why make the move?
You and Dez Bryant, respect to Dez too, especially for your comments of late. Dez, I'll support you, brother. Stay strong. You and Dez scared.
About what?
Jenga? Jenga, please. Like, both of y'all out here. Hey, if you're not good enough, we're going to find somebody else who is. Now, do not compare Micah Parsons and his tackles to Jaylon Smith and his tackles. One, you play DN. You're never going to have as many tackles as a linebacker.
No.
And you play hybrid. No.
And this last game, Micah played stack backer more than Jaylon.
Look, I know, but he's been hybrid. He's also played more DN.
Correct.
And we haven't seen any from Jaylon, so that's unfair. Look, the game, this is so crazy. I'm so glad I have a son. I wanted all boys. I can't lie. And I was like, look, give me 5 boys. One of them going to go to the league. You know what I mean? I'm just that guy. My ego was saying that. Now I'm glad I just got one. Because now I can just talk directly to one. Me and you, bro, I'm going to tell you what to do and what not to do in school, in life, in sports, etc. And you're going to do what you want to do, because I understand that. You're your own person. But if he asks me about football, and he hasn't just yet, he doesn't like tackle football. Thank you, son, right now. You're 6 years old. You can't play anyway. But if he asks me something, and he's going to say, Daddy, so how can I be good at football? I'm going to say, oh, it's easy. Speed kills. What other mantra kills? He hits hard. He hits hard kills? No. He's good in coverage. He's good in coverage kills? No. Speed kills. Once you lose your speed, bruh, you might as well come up here and do the C block and do the prompter. It's going to happen fast. Jaylon Smith is peacocking. And it's okay to peacock, but you peacock for a reason. You get real bright off them little plays for a reason. I remember doing it my damn self. Here's what peacocking means. Something men, let's just say players, do in order to highlight their strong points to stand out from their competition. Mm-hmm. Jaylon Smith's competition has shifted from being the opponent with a different color on to his own teammate. Look at that picture up there. Can we show that picture again? This is, man, look. Look at the eye contact you're getting from Jaylon Smith to Micah Parsons. And look at Micah Parsons. Where the picture at? We got the picture? Y'all, picture perfect? I painted a perfect picture? Y'all can't show it right here? Oh, y'all can't? All right, whatever. I ain't the picture. Anyway, it was the big boy picture. Y'all rewind it like you got to do, watch your play. Point being, you can see already the dynamic has shifted, and the dynamic has affected Jaylon Smith. If I'm about to get rid of him anyway, why not get rid of him now and save myself some money? $9 million going forward. Find that picture, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it'll make it all make sense. Coming up, the wait is over. It's time for the hardest list to make in sports. No, it's not the Cowboys linebacker group. It's that dudes. And it's next on Speak for Yourself. Boy, you went to the heart. That was deep.
Yeah, that one.
That linebacker.
The wait is over, everybody. I look forward to this segment more than any other segment in the week, mainly for his dance moves, but more importantly, it's time for the return of that dudes.
I ain't even looking up.
Dudes. Marcella's going to highlight the best from week 4. That's talking about the interior game. That's the guys in the trenches. That's the passes.
Is that what we do?
That's the slaps and swims. That's the double swipes. That's the
that Jaylon Smith, you going to take his job. Oh, you hype right there. Set me up,
hey, brother, let's start at MetLife Stadium, where the Jets pass rush had a day with Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, my God. My number 3 right here is Bryce Huff. My boy is going downhill for Tannehill. You can see him up top coming downhill. Oh, this is picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture because he goes and attacks Tannehill in the right way. Namaste. Let him know. We're going to see him up top, right? Now, you see him in a tight 9, not a wide 9, not Dwight Freeney style, but a tight 9. 3.9 yards away from your offensive tackle. Now, an offensive tackle, you know you got a tight end there, so you got to have the proper set. Go inside out. Oh, you are setting too soon right now. Hands already punched. That means there's no strength in that punch because it's too early. So now, I just get you off real quick. Look at him. If this was soccer, he'd be offsides right now. But he knows. Attack the upfield shoulder, downhill. That's what they teach DNs. Let's strip it around.
The ball
and
out.
then go get that ball. Harky.
Get the ball out of here,
boy. That's the money right there. $1 million play. Bryce Huff. Yeah, my number 3.
I like that. Next up, let's head to Green Bay, where the Packers made the Steelers question Big Ben's job status.
Man, my dog is Sean Gary. Go get that button bench. Now, this is going to be an amazing play, which he uses a run technique to actually get to the statue known as Ben Roethlisberger right now. Sean Gary gets Big Ben off of this play right here. In a 2-point stance, every offensive lineman thinks, damn, this dude fast. Even I don't care, you can be fat with a belly. If you hit a 2-point, he quick. But he doesn't get off that fast as well. But still, you overset. And once you overset, you're kicking out, you leave your chest wide open. Look at that inside stab right there. Inside hand always wins, especially when it's with a punch as well. More you can see now getting thrown into the situation. Who's there? Now, normally you don't want to dive when you see an offensive tackle who's going to punch you and the quarterback there. But you see that money right there, Archer. Look at how pretty this looks. That's where the money is.
The money.
So he dives up in the air. You can get DDT'd right now. Body slam. Thrown out the club, right? But it's Ben Roethlisberger there. He performed. So guess what? He ain't going nowhere right now. I don't know what's up with Big Ben. Went down to the ground. Even she like, damn, that's kind of easy. All right. My man, Rashawn Gary, you're number 2.
I got a question. I don't know if we got time to go. Okay,
got it.
Ball is here. Quarterback is here. What does overset mean?
Overset mean? Okay, I'm standing up fast. You think I'm fast, right?
Okay, wait, okay, if you're over there, then quarterback got to be here. Quarterback got to be here. Quarterback
We ain't got to be that technical.
What end are you? Are you right?
I'm right here. All right.
Okay, you the left end. Quarterback is here. Ball's here on the tackle. What's overset mean?
You know what it means? It means you're going to go way out there, way too fast. Yep. And look at that right there, Acho. That's what Reggie White made so famous right there. You overset, your momentum is going out too fast. I recognize that. I usually come with a counter inside move.
I like it. I don't know if we have time or not. Producers, I can't hear anything, but I'm going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, we can.
Finally, let's head to South Philly and give some shine to an Eagles D-tackle who quietly is atop the NFC in sacks.
Boy, my man Javon Hargrave, boy, with a name like Javon, you know he's going to make it to the league. That's a bad boy name right there. Javon Hargrave attacks the entire Chiefs offensive line. All y'all gave up the sack on this play for Patrick Mahomes. Amazing play right here. You can see, look at him. He ain't skinny, but he got skinny in that hole. Look at them hips. Look at them hips. That's how you do it. I tell y'all all the time, the setup is upstairs, but this is how you do it. And this is how you get in there and get skinny. Look at the difference. That ain't skinny. You can see what it does? The impact right here. He didn't expect that much power, and big man to get skinny in that hole. Once again.
Wait a second. Are you fat shaming?
Yeah, I am. Actually, if you're out of shape, yeah, you're fat. Here we go. I used to be fat. All right, now you get Patrick Mahomes in this position. He goes down. Every offensive lineman too late. My man Javon Hargrave with that bad boy name.
Hey, real quick. I noticed something else on that play. Besides all the fat shaming, besides all the getting skinny, I think I've seen 2 Chiefs offensive.
Let's see. Oh, they butt heads? And you talking about they gonna win the Super Bowl again. Forget your defensive issues. Your offensive linemen are blocking each other better than they are the opponents. All kind of problems in front of Patrick Mahomes. That's hilarious.
Javon Hargrave, he got to add his name to the list of that dudes of the week. Be sure to check out who's going to join the exclusive group next week. Yeah. Coming up.
Give me that rock, though.
We talking Aaron Rodgers with one of his favorite teammates ever. Oh, we talking to Charles Woodson. I'm telling you, y'all don't want to miss this one. One of the most brilliant minds talking about that drama in Green Bay. Next, speak for thyself.
He's a Hall of Famer. You got to respect. This week, Thursday Night Football comes to Fox as Matthew Stafford and the Rams take on Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Let's head to Green Bay. The offseason was filled with drama. Aaron Rodgers' future with the team in question. Fast forward to now, and the Packers are sitting pretty with a 3-game win streak since their blowout loss back in Week 1. Next up, they're favored by 3 points on the road against the fellow 3-1 Bengals, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Joined now by Rodgers' former teammate, Hall of Famer, and Fox's
Hall of Famer. Say that twice.
Charles Woodson, Wood up in here. So, Charles, tell us this. Is the drama officially over in Green Bay?
Yeah, I think the drama is over. I think the drama really ended after that first game against the Saints. I think they needed that first game. You know, it was a lot of turmoil during the offseason. They had a bad game against the Saints, got that taste out of their mouth. Then it was time to go ahead and roll on. I think for everyone in Packer land, whether it be, management or the fans, this offseason, they got a chance to kind of flirt with the fact that A-Rod might not be here past this season. Might not be here this season. He was talking about retiring, talks about him maybe being traded somewhere. So they kind of got that idea in their head. And I think they understand now, you know what? We got A-Rod for one more season. Let's go out here. Let's have our fun. Let's try to win a Super Bowl with the last time we have this man in the building. And listen, Jordan Love, get ready. If you ain't ready, get ready. But I think that allows this drama to be over because people understand, you know what? It is what it is.
My dog, C. Wood, I've been begging to get you on this show, big bro. I salute you. Thank you for taking the time. I vehemently disagree with your take.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? With all my respect, I respectfully disagree. Nobody has ever respectfully disagreed with somebody more than I respect.
Hey, but usually when somebody respectfully disagree with you, they don't respect you. Hey, watch your tone now.
You rubbing them knuckles. That old man coming out. You rubbing them knuckles like he in belly.
Go ahead, Acho.
You in belly?
I dare you, Acho.
Watch your tone, man. Watch your tone.
Hear what I'm going to say, bro. I don't think the drama's over, but I do think that winning cures all. And right now they winning. And so because I think they're winning, it appears the drama is over. You played significantly longer than I. You even played longer than Marcellus, and Sal played longer than I. So I know you sustained a whole bunch of injuries, but let me talk about my little something. I tore my quad one time coming out of Texas, going to the draft. Ripped it completely off the bone. I'm running a 40. All I hear is this. I thought it was my heels clicking. Damn. It was my quad tearing off the bone. Now, here's the thing. After about 3 to 4 weeks, I could jog again. I could run again. I thought I was completely recovered. It wasn't until I had to sprint and stress that injury that I realized, oh, I ain't good. I think Aaron Rodgers, it appears the drama's over, but until they face some stress, C-Wood, I don't think they really gonna know if they good or not. Winning cures everything. So as long as they winning, it looks like they good. But wait till they face some of that stress. Wait till they drop another game. Wait till LaFleur makes another bad decision. I think that's when we'll really know if the drama's over. I think right now it's too soon to tell, big bro.
Let me jump in the middle of this and referee this one because I see both sides. But I got to disagree with you too, Wood, in this sense.
Not respectfully? See, I mean, that's respectfully disagree. he gonna disrespectfully disagree with you, bro.
You try to over there gloss it over like, oh, don't look this way as I disagree with you. I want him to look at me when I disagree with him because he's going to come back with some fire. I know that. Aaron Rodgers, in terms of his production, yeah, I think the drama's over. He's going to ball out. He already had his little mulligan week 1. We get it. But in terms of Aaron's personality, oh, we just getting started because Aaron Rodgers done made the mistake and he's a vet. He knows what he's doing. This is the mistake. He turned the machine on and he turned the machine against him. What's the machine? What we do. Right now, and it doesn't have to be you and I, it has to be the you plural. The media is looking at Aaron Rodgers and nitpicking him apart. The man looks at Mike Tomlin out of respect, says hey to a coach he respects. And you know what they turned that into? Oh, he over there jockeying for his next job. He's auditioning. My man goes on Pat McAfee's show every single week. That show's not going anywhere. All he's doing now is explaining himself and trying to answer every single question that he's dealing with in terms of his personality week in, week out. So it's not going to end. In this world, as God created this world, there was a devil. You don't believe in that? Okay, fine, let's go. There's a thin line between love and hate. Acho knows this. There's a thin line between like and dislike, cool and nah, I'm good. And you can see it in Aaron Rodgers and how he's being received and perceived now. Oh, it's a thin line. Aaron Rodgers for 15 years didn't say a damn thing about the Green Bay Packers organization, how they were running it. And finally, he says, look, I think I am owed the opportunity to speak my mind. He did just that much in one offseason, and look how the machine has turned against him. So, no, in terms of the drama around Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, as long as he still has that personality, there's still going to be some drama.
That's why, to me, that's why the drama is over, because we know exactly what it is. All A-Rod has been doing the last couple of weeks on all of these shows is just reiterating what his frustration was and what his frustration is. So there's no more secrets. Like you said, for the last 15 years, you didn't hear much from Aaron Rodgers, but now you're hearing him. You're hearing about his gripes with the organization. So there are no secrets between him, the organization. There's no secret with the fans around Wisconsin. Everything is out on the table. When everything is out on the table, you just deal with it as is. There is no more drama. And in terms of somebody, Acho pulling his quad, and Acho, we don't want to hear about your injuries, man. That don't have nothing to do with the show today. It's almost like you're trying to get some sympathy from you being injured. That ain't what this show is about. Now, if you want some controversy, you know what I'm saying, surrounding what's going on in the world of NFL football, then talk to us about your injury. We don't want to hear that right now, man. This is about Aaron Rodgers going out, playing football. They're going to win games. Yeah, they're going to drop a game sometime down the road. Who cares? That every team in this league is going to drop a game, right? That doesn't mean all of a sudden because you drop a game, more drama is going to come in. No, they've dealt with all the drama that they could possibly deal with. Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers, game in, game out. He'll play good football. He'll have a bad game here and there. But that's the nature of the game. There's going to be wins. There's going to be losses. But in terms of the drama, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers is all out there. That is done. It's just about wins and losses at this point.
I got to keep my eye on this one, Sal. I got to keep my eye on this one. He already figured out my first tactic.
Yeah, he a triple OG, that's why.
I go to sympathy first.
Yeah.
That's how I win him over. I go to sympathy. He caught me. I'm going to say it like this, Wood, because on this show, my big bro Marcellus always makes fun of me. I'm super single. Oh, my God, I know nothing about relationships. You know, Marcellus, he a married man and got all this annoying marital advice. Here's what I picked up, though, big dog. Saying sorry don't mean nothing if you don't change your actions.
Woo!
So the Packers, they said sorry. Aaron Rodgers, he voiced his concerns, but Wood, I ain't see no actions change. He ain't really got no more help at the wide receiver position. Devontae Adams was getting 28% of the targets last year. That's up to 36% of the targets this year. So you can't tell me that the drama's over just because Rodgers voiced his frustrations. If Marcellus...
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Did A-Rod say he was sorry?
Nah, the Packers did.
Did A-Rod say he was sorry?
No, sir. No, sir. But the Packers did.
You said if somebody apologized, then your actions got to change. He didn't apologize.
But the
his actions got to change.
I'm saying the Packers' actions got to change, and their actions ain't changed. So
they brought in Randall Cobb.
Man, stop.
They changed something.
Come on, Wood. That ain't it.
Hold on,
he
bro.
Balled last week, but that ain't it.
No. That ain't what I'm saying. You said people's actions got to change. So A-Rod had a gripe about the actions of the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, sir.
What did they do to appease that? They changed. They brought in Randall Cobb. Did they not? A-Rod
ain't no corn on that Cobb. Ain't no corn on that Cobb.
Listen,
if your wife tell you wash the dishes,
his actions
you can't wash one dish and talk about my actions done change. If wifey tell you wash the dishes, you just gonna wash that one cup.
No, you gonna rinse off a clean one already.
You know what I'm saying? Randall Cobb, my dog. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, Marcellus said you just take one situation at a time.
He was listening.
Did you not say that?
I did, triple OG. I did.
I see how he got on them interceptions. He be paying attention. I like all this.
Hey, so you know, Marcellus, you take it from here.
I take it. Boy, you over here. You about to knit a sweater on you, boy. You so old.
Listen, I just used the Wileyism. Now, Marcellus, you take it from here.
Oh, love it. Woody, every day. Come on this show. Let's do this. Woody, but once again, man, damn. I got to disagree with you, bro. Like, look, once he go that sympathetic route, he got me. He already know how to pull at my heartstrings. But let's be real. You said, look, it's all out in the open, so we good. That ain't true. I'm not going to talk about an open marriage. Let's talk about an open relationship, an open friendship, whatever you want to call it. It's all out in the open. Do what you want to do. Hey, we just met, girl. All right, we going to kick it. Do what you got to do. But don't it hurt when you see what they doing? Doesn't it hurt for the Green Bay Packers to hear the Pat McAfee show? And doesn't it hurt to see him over there winking at Mike Tomlin and Mike Tomlin winking back? Like, hey, look, hey, I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. You start changing your voice because you tripping. And I think right now the Green Bay Packers organization, it's all out in the open. We even apologize. But it still hurts to see Aaron Rodgers makes the moves that he's making. And you want to know what else is out in the open since you want to go here? Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers when they need him most. Now, tell me if they have any issue with this. Aaron Rodgers in NFC Championship games, bruh, 1-4. Aaron Rodgers in NFC Championship games drops in all major statistical categories. 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 80 passer rate. Like, Aaron Rodgers turns into Aaron Rodgers in those moments they need him most. Since we want to talk, and you a former Packer, and that's your dog, it's all out in the open. Is that out in the open as well?
Well, you talking about it, so it's definitely in the open, and it's championship game. So there's only a couple of games on during that period of time. So it's out in the open. There is no secret about his record in championship games. But at the same time, you acting as if A-Rod is out there 1-on-11. I mean, you guys like it's only him out there on the field. Right. This is a team game. Defense. The last time I checked, and you can put a lot of blame in a lot of places when a team loses a game. Of course, with a quarterback, they're going to get all of the blame. They're going to get all of the credit. So you can do as you will with that. You can blame them from all of those losses. But there's a coach, there's a starting defense, there's starting receivers and running backs, and there's assistant coaches. A lot of people that have to put the time in to go out there and win football games. And if the team doesn't win, the team doesn't win. But if you want to blame it on Aaron Rodgers, then that's your take. You can throw out all the numbers you want to, because you can use any number you want to state your case in any situation. So I'm cool with that. But A-Rod is who he is. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and he's going to remain to be one of the best quarterbacks in the game, whether it's in Green Bay or somewhere else next year.
I ain't mad at that. All right, that's a response. I respect, salute to you. Last time I checked, though, I ain't see the whole team winking at Tomlin. Coming up, Mike Tomlin, speaking of him, had a moment with Aaron Rodgers Sunday. We'll tell you if another quarterback like Cam Newton can save the struggling Steelers. Oh, that sounds catchy. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Look at that. What's up, boy? They over there. Love it.
The Steelers are on a 3-game losing streak, and fingers are being pointed at the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben has more interceptions and touchdown passes during that span, but head coach Mike Tomlin says he is absolutely the right quarterback for the offense. The former NFL GM suggested Pittsburgh should sign Cam Newton to a 2-year deal as a stopgap before they potentially try to land Aaron Rodgers or Jimmy G next offseason. We got to bring back the Hall of Famers, Charles Woodson. So, C. Wood, could Cam save the Steelers?
No, I don't think he can save the Steelers. I think that he could put a patch over what they got going on. You know, they're bleeding right now, man. And Big Ben is obviously showing that it's just about over for him. You know, but in my opinion, I think I would take a look at Dwayne Haskins. I think before I would bring in Cam Newton. I think in terms of quarterbacking and being able to throw the ball, he has a stronger arm than Cam Newton. I know Cam Newton is a guy who's, as far as, escaping the pocket and being able to run around, he can do all those things. But why not see what I have in the building with Dwayne Haskins? I know people haven't been high on him on how things went in his first run with the Washington football team. But I would go there instead of saying, hey, here's Cam, bring him in. He's going to save my team. I think the issues are bigger than that.
Ooh. Man, I will bring in Cam Newton yesterday, and this will be a muscular move, as they call it. It's a move that can do multiple things for you. One, you bring in Cam Newton because he's a playmaker. Two, Cam Newton in the running game, and mind you, the last 4 seasons, the Steelers have been near the bottom in terms of their running game. Right now, they're averaging 55 yards per game in the rushing attack. Dead last in the NFL. When we played Wilson, we would never thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers would be dead last in running the football, but that's where they are. So now you bring in Cam Newton, you get balance. Not even because Cam Newton is a prolific passer. It's just by the fact that now you have a rushing attack and not putting all the emphasis on the passing attack. And this is also an example of the muscular move. Dwayne Haskins is talented. Dwayne Haskins is younger than Cam Newton. I think Dwayne Haskins has a future. But I want to push Dwayne Haskins because maturity has been the conversation, a question mark for him. I'm not going to give it to him that easily. Okay, usually when you got to replace a living legend, it's because he gracefully just bows out. Not when he falls like we see right now, eroding in our face, Ben Roethlisberger, and then Dwayne Haskins sits back comfortably like, oh, it's me, next man up. Nah, not that simple, not that easy. There's a reason why you're a Steeler and not on the Washington football team. So you add all of that up, the playmaking ability, the fact that he could fix the rushing attack. I remind people that Cam Newton last year, the Cam Newton that people said fell off, had more touchdowns rushing than Mike Vick ever had in any season. Cam Newton last year had a better passer rating than Tom Brady did last year. Y'all better put some respect on Cam, or at least put him on this Steelers roster.
Sale, put him on the Steelers roster ain't gonna do nothing. I'm a little bit less than you and even less than C. Wood as far as Cam Newton is efficient, but he ain't effective. Like, Cam Newton got a whole bunch of rushing touchdowns, but his yards per carry was the worst it's ever been. Let's not act like Cam Newton is actually going to go in there and revolutionize anything. I don't even know, C. Wood, if it's as much of a patch. Let's be real.
Uh-oh.
The Steelers typically have off-the-field issues, but on the field, they okay. This year, they got on-the-field issues, but off-the-field, they okay. You bring in Cam Newton, now you're going to have off-the-field distractions and on-the-field you got a problem. At least pick one poison,
What are you going to do off the field?
Right now, you got a poison on the field, but off the field, you're healthy. Usually, you healthy off the field.
One example of Cam Newton off the field?
The example
the hat?
is Cam Newton, by nature of his existence, is unfortunately a distraction. It has nothing to do with Cam Newton at all.
Yeah,
so Mike Tomlin can rally and fix what's going on the field because he ain't got to waste his attention with distractions of AB, distractions of Le'Veon, distractions of Juju, distractions of Claypool. But now you bring in Cam, Now Tomlin, who already is stressed out because he got to figure out his offense, he going to have to answer all these other questions as well. It's not worth the risk. It don't make no sense.
Well, let's be real about it. They're not going to sit Big Ben anyway. So we talking about patching something up. You know, you hear Mike Tomlin. You hear Mike Tomlin talking about Big Ben. Big Ben has earned this right. 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's had that right to ride this thing out. And I think Mike Tomlin, regardless of how he's playing, he's going to ride it out. I think if Big Ben doesn't play anymore this season, I think the game is going to dictate that. You watch the way he's getting up after every sack. You know, either he's rubbing his elbow, his shoulder, or he's limping around. But in terms of him going anywhere, Mike's not going to got to make that move. To me, I think with this team, they're putting too much on Ben in terms of him being a passer right now. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't have that. If it was me, I would go more old school in terms of 21 personnel, 12 personnel. And I would be trying to run this ball. I would put Ben under center and take snaps and run and let that play action game and run game develop for this team. Najee Harris is a stud at running back. And in this offensive line, I think if you can get them into a rhythm of truly blocking and being the type of line that Najee Harris needs to succeed, I think they win. I think you put in, 6-man protections and max protect for Big Ben and run some 2-man routes and allow him to get some balls upfield and see if those receivers can win one-on-one battles. That's what I would do with Big Ben. You got to take some of that pressure off of him. He's throwing the ball way too much. He can't move out of the way anymore. It used to be a time where he could just, shuck defenders off and get them off him and make plays down the field. That's not the Big Ben that they have anymore. So I think, to me, it's schematically, he need to change for a Big Ben because they're not going to just sit him down.
Yeah, but dang. Look, I know, full respect you owe Big Ben and what he's done for this franchise. He's a living legend. We get it. Future Hall of Famer, blah, blah, blah. But yesterday's Ben ain't today's Ben. What Fat Joe say? Yesterday's price ain't today's price. We ain't giving you all this freedom and gonna just take the entire season down with you. Big Ben now is at the point where he throws the football and he just falls down. Like, nobody tackled him. No one sacked. There's real live footage of him he got pawpaw foot, we used to call it. Like, he's just walking, bow.
Hey, hold on. Hey, we got live footage of you, too.
Well, yeah.
Live footage of you, too.
Hey, down goes Frazier.
Down. We used to know. You used to be that dude. Now you just falling down. Come on, man. You gotta cut that out. Hey, look at Acho. Acho was laughing before you even fell down. You better watch it. Look at
he put that there. That still play wasn't there before I got on set. I'm just letting you know that.
He used to be that dude. Now he's just that.
He's just that. Falling down now.
Ain't no dude. You just that. Hey, look at that. I can't. Y'all leave me alone. There's a reason why I ain't playing no more. That's the reason. Hey, Big Ben, we got room up here. Oh, God. I can't go no more. I'm going to try and read it. Coming up. Woody, that was perfect timing. I ain't talking to you no more. Dak has the Cowboys looking like contenders. But we'll tell you, I'm trying to clown Ben and I look worse. But we'll tell you if we trust their plan after today's huge roster move. Next, Speak for Yourself. I got pop-on foot too. Let's get back to Dallas. Y'all welcome me back? Where the Cowboys made a huge roster move today, releasing their former Pro Bowl linebacker, Jaylon Smith. Mike McCarthy said there were, quote, other factors involved in this decision. You think? Those factors could be Smith lost his starting job, and he was due to make just over $9 million that was guaranteed for injuries next season. The move also happened while Dallas is on a 3-game win streak. So, Acho, do you trust the Cowboys' plan after releasing Jaylon Smith? I don't. I trust the Cowboys players. I do not trust the Cowboys plan. The reason I don't trust the Cowboys plan is because their plan is not what got them here. Their plan was to start first-round pick Micah Parsons at inside backer. Y'all remember the first game of the season. Micah Parsons played the majority of his snaps as a stand-up inside linebacker. DeMarcus Lawrence gets hurt, and now, because of necessity, they move first-round pick Micah Parsons out of position. But while moving him out of position, they didn't realize they were actually moving him into position.
Right.
They ends up moving him into a much better position. Yeah. The Cowboys' plan didn't lead them here. Their players led them here. They stumbled into being 3-1 by putting their players accidentally and incidentally into the positions they belonged in the entirety of the first place. So I don't trust their plans, Sel, because it's almost like I'm not going to trust a millionaire to give me advice if he won the lotto. If you're a millionaire because you won the lotto, I'm not taking your advice on earning money because you stumbled into becoming rich. Now, if you worked over the course of years to acquire your wealth, then give me life advice, give me success advice, tell me how you built it. But the Cowboys defensively stumbled into this, big dog. We've talked about this. I've talked about it at length. So I don't trust the Cowboys' plan. I do trust the Cowboys' players.
Man, I trust the plan. And the plan came to fruition because of the players. And not all the players were supporting this plan. But you know why this plan became a reality? It's because Jaylon Smith made it a reality. His spot play, his losing his starting job, his poor run defense to start, his, let's say, losing a step or more so, made them put a plan into action, which acquired Micah Parsons through the draft, right? You don't go get a first-round linebacker when you have a linebacker room that looked like the Dallas Cowboys unless two things. One of these dudes about to get paid. Well, that ain't Jaylon Smith. He already got paid. Or two, somebody's not performing up to standard. And that was Jaylon Smith. Man, the mirror is everywhere. Just look at it, damn it. You ain't got to be, well, what is the reason? Now, we know we got to follow the money in this situation, and following the money is a logical reason why you do it right now. You don't want to go into an offseason where you have to guarantee him $9 million, and he's already lost his starting job, and he's not getting it back. You know why? He lost his starting job to someone younger than him. He lost his starting job to a first-round rookie. Ain't no coming back from that. So, Jaylon Smith, you're not a scrub. Jaylon Smith, you're not at the peak of Jaylon Smith's powers, but in this situation, foregone conclusion, you were going to be going at the end of the season. We got to do it now to save us some money.
But, Sel, you're not saving any money today on October 6th.
Is that how you invest? Only
you're saving. Well, I'm saying the only time you start saving money, the Cowboys do not begin winning from releasing Jaylon Smith until March 15th of 2022, until that new league year when his money going to start kicking in. So why would you release him now unless you're trying to keep him from getting hurt? His money is guaranteed if he gets hurt next year.
Right.
But of all players in the National Football League outside of Alex Smith, who is no longer in the National Football League, Jaylon Smith is the one player who I actually trust. If you get hurt, you gonna come back next year. Because if y'all don't remember, Jaylon Smith tore everything
off the bone
when he was at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
All the ligaments.
Everything.
He had drop foot. I was working for the Cowboys when the Cowboys drafted Jaylon Smith. He was out there before, during, and after practice, and he had to tape his ankle excessively to hold it up in a position to be able to run, because without the tape, his ankle was gonna drop because he had drop foot. So if Jaylon Smith can come back from that, Cowboys, don't tell me you are releasing him because you want to make sure that you don't have to pay him next year in the event he sustains an injury that's so gruesome that he can't play next year. Don't tell me you're releasing him just to ensure that he doesn't get hurt so you can't trade him, because you didn't trade him now anyway. I understand he hasn't been playing at his peak Pro Bowl powers.
Oh, really? What
I
matters
understand
most?
that.
You understand he's not playing up to
But
standard.
he has also not been playing at a let's burn $7.2 million by releasing.
That money's already gone. Once you make the active roster, you're going to get that money. We ain't got to make sure that you get money going forward, which means we got to do this right now. You ever be in a situation where you just got to justify the expense even though you don't want to do something? You don't want to wear those shoes, but you already bought them. You don't want to wear that outfit, but it's in your closet and you already spent the money. You don't want to go there, but damn, I already bought the tickets. So him being on the roster makes them have to justify the expense. Play him. And he played like half the reps. Respect. But those half the reps could be allocated to someone else who's playing better than him. So it's a lot of things at play. You follow the money. It makes sense logically. You also don't want to get it caught up in the mentality that we got to justify playing him, even though there are plays he misses out there. And you know there's nothing worse than a coach who draws up a play and is already saying in his mind, I don't know if he can make that play.
Of course.
All right? So Jaylon Smith has now put himself in that position and in that place where you're like not sold on him always performing up to standard. with the money that they're trying to save going forward, with the fact that in the present they have a great defense and they don't need him to go out there just to burn reps. They need actual standard production. I understand. Surprising move by the calendar, but not surprising by the production.
But Sel, if they need production, the job of a defensive end primarily is to get sacks.
Yeah.
The job of a running back primarily is to rush for yards. The job of a cornerback primarily is to get interceptions. The job of a quarterback primarily is to pass for yards. And the job of a linebacker primarily is to get tackles. Jaylon Smith is the third most productive player on the team as far as getting tackles, and he is the most productive linebacker at the primary job of a linebacker to get tackles while playing the least. I'm just saying.
What you saying?
Cowboys fans, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it wasn't broke. Coming up, John Gruden is not pressing the panic button on his offensive line after a rough Monday night. We'll tell you if he's keeping it 100 or 99. That's next. Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Chargers took that old look on.
Man, y'all know how it gets down on this show. We keep it 100, but others only keep it 99. So each day we gonna get to the bottom of who's really telling the truth. Case in point, Marcellus's Chargers were all over Derek Carr, finishing with 4 sacks in their win Monday night. Now the Raiders took a L, but head coach John Gruden still has faith in his offensive line. Take a listen.
We're not going to hit the panic button. We got to keep coaching. We got to keep developing these guys. And, sometimes, the medicine is what we all need. We all need the taste of that medicine, even though we don't like the taste.
So, Marcellus, is John Gruden keeping it 100 or keeping it 99?
99. He still hasn't recovered like his team hasn't recovered from SoFi when the universe struck lightning on them. And boy, that first half looked a mess. I don't like when people say you need to be humble. You need medicine. You need to fall off the horse. I don't need to do it. But once I do, I need to get back up. So I hate when people try to pull you down. I caught that, Chucky. Why don't y'all just get up?
Don't leave me 8 seconds.
7 seconds. You got 6 seconds. That's what you're going to do.
Break.
You know what? You need some medicine. You need to be humble. This is what happened. This is what I got to deal with every day. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live next.